5:29 a.m. March 17th. I think I have 23 more days left to go. Weighing in at 130 pounds this morning. Waist 25, hips 36. Legs decreased. Now we're at 20.5 instead of 21 something. I'm about to go do my workout, my cardio workout. Gonna run the hills, Diamond Head, and then I'm gonna make some time for my breathing exercises. It makes a huge difference when I actually do those in the morning for my abs, and then get on with my day. I'm gonna check in daily in the morning and in the night leading up to the show. One thing, I guess it's not something I discovered about myself, but one thing I really liked about this experience is that, especially closer to the end, as it was getting more intense, I'm getting more and more irritable, right? And then more and more stressed and just like really cutthroat about everything in that mode, like Saturday night when it's like, I need it now. I need it fucking yesterday. Like this isn't good enough. I don't have like time for any like fluffy stuff, right? The first step is you need to realize why you need to change. And it can be something like, oh, I'm not happy with my life, or this isn't good enough, right? Or I need to solve a problem. Like, oh, I want to be able to do this, but I can't. That's why I need to create this product or a service. So there needs to be a need for it. And I guess maybe the need for it now was, I was feeling really comfortable, and comfortable means being content. And to me, if you're content, you're not striving, which means you're not creating anything, therefore your life is boring. Maybe I was bored. I really don't know. I really don't know. So I went to the competition. I had a couple of weeks in Hawaii where I was able to interact with both of my coaches in person, which was great. It also gave me really good structure so that I can see these people in person as well, and it was so much better than being virtual.
Back to back.
Yeah, I already messed up my tan a little bit. Apparently I have like...
No,
oh my god, the peeing thing was... The first time I had to pee, that was really difficult. The second time I got the hang of it. You definitely need the cup. I'll explain later, but yeah, the peeing was not cute.
And leading up to the show, you know, I had a lot of like emotional, not ups and downs, but definitely encountered some episodes. Like, remember the Jello thing and the tilapia? Like, one day I realized I was putting in the wrong, I chose the wrong item option in MyFitnessPal for tilapia, and my calories estimation was off by 60 calories for something that I eat 5 times a day. So I was like freaking out. 2 paper plates, I'm gonna sandwich it, a little steamy action. Beautiful food for Michelin star chef Evelyn Kim. And then one time, because I was so tired, I thought I was eating a sugar-free Jello, which is 10 calories. And I accidentally picked up at the store the regular kind, which was 70 calories. And I was like, holy shit. So I had all these like crazy episodes like that. Look, now it's more edible. Now let's go to my room and put a little bit more salt than my coach actually wants me to have. Because if she gets here, she's gonna be like, is that how much salt you've been having? Because you know, I didn't realize, it's just that when I looked in the fridge, you know how there was a 4-pack in the container? Yeah. And usually I just eat one, and one day I actually looked at the package for some reason. Then I was like, oh shit, this is not the sugar-free kind. Oh my gosh. So as my cheat, or if I absolutely need a sweet, you know, something, sweet bite or something I've been going to is these sugar-free Jello cups that are 10 calories each. So sometimes, you know, I'll just eat like half of it. That's 5 calories. It's all right, right? And I had a moment of like, oh, I want like a little bit of something. And then I looked in the fridge, and then I saw that the one that I had eaten, the package that I had picked up, was actually not the sugar-free kind. So that one actually has 70 calories. Oh my God, oh my God. But then the messed up estimation of my tilapia was that I overestimated, not underestimated. And I did this weird thing where I was like, I want to cut more calories. So I had actually been under eating, right? So the extra 70 calories that I ate from the Jello was probably completely necessary at the end of the day.
People are never what they seem to be when you first meet them, right? We make decisions and assumptions within 30 seconds of meeting someone. We don't know their history, we don't know their background, we don't know where they came to this day in that moment in time. So surprising is the depth of love and passion. Actually, you'll probably get me upset. Not upset like that, but just emotional, because what I've learned is that she knows how to drive and how to get there, and she's been through a lot of different things in her life to get there, and the complexity and the fullness of who she is and every bit of that vibrancy was absolutely surprising and a shock to me, and really a pleasure to learn so much about this amazing woman who had the stone face when I met her. Bad. Evelyn is my favorite all-time client, and it has been an absolutely amazing experience. Wouldn't change a thing, and it's so great that I know all of the facets of who she is today. What I had learned from my experience of working with Evelyn is that she's a driver, and she's going to show up, and she's about pushing the limits. I mean, talk about being someone who is fiercely competitive with herself, let alone other people, that the first thing I thought of is, good, she wants to do something that's completely out of her box, something she's never done before, because that's the kind of push that she does. And so for me, it was very exciting, because I know that if she decides, then the decision is made and the follow-through is there, and there's nothing like coaching someone who you know is going to show up every day. And as I sat there, I thought, well, you know, she's either going to like me, and we're going to relate to the things that I'm saying and what kind of programming I might do for her or not. And funny quick story that we may cut out of this was that I went home to my husband and I said, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm the right coach for her. She just didn't even blink, man. I think that she had the laser stare, and I go, I don't know if she liked me, she hated me. And I said, he goes, when are you going to train her? I said, oh, tomorrow, or whatever the day was, you know, and he goes, well, just be really lousy at it, and she won't use you as a coach. And I said, I can't do that. I got to show up with my best. So I'm a full-time elite trainer here at Island Club and Spa, but I also own my own company, and I have 15 coaches that work for me across the country. We do everything from nutrition, fitness, health, and life coaching, really creating that well-balanced. There's over 120 years of experience with the group that I work with, and it's my delight to be the founder and president of Energize Your Way. So for me, my focus, even though it is a male-dominated sport and has been for a long time in strength training, has been synonymous with men's fitness. I was really passionate about bringing women to the forefront and showing that we were just as strong as possible. So I continued and continue to work on that, and I feel like that's part of what I bring to the table that's a little bit different, is from a woman's perspective into bodybuilding and how hormones affect that. I am pushing her to her full potential at this time. Her full potential is so big, and it's I can't put it in a box. So what she could do from here, if she wanted to continue on this, or if she wanted to check on another journey or another challenge, there's no limitation to the potential that is there. But yeah, when we're in person, absolutely. I feel like I'm pushing her the heaviest that we can go without blowing out the shoulder. You know, pushing her until I know that, okay, we've gotten to that fatigue, because there's the recovery component. So right now, yes, full potential, limitless. Absolutely. You just have to tell yourself, I've done it before, I can do it again. And that's about trusting the process also. I've done it before, I can do it again. I could do this. I could, you know, continue to elevate yourself, which Evelyn pushes herself to elevate and come up to that daily potential every day. I mean, that's just who she is.
Like a good girl. My bikini is here. Let's see. Holy crap. There is very little coverage in the back. Oh my god, I gotta try this on. In terms of my suit, I'm gonna bring double-sided tape. There's a little tab in the back of my, sometimes like this part sticks out, and obviously I can't have that, so I'm pretty much gonna stick the bodysuit to myself, to my body, so it stays in the right place and, you know, nothing comes out, because, you know, this is a very tiny bikini. But look how pretty it is. I love the way it sparkles. It's so pretty. When I first left San Francisco and I arrived in Hawaii, I was still pretty stressed out, and my diet was good, but it wasn't 100% streamlined. And once I got there, actually a few days after I arrived, I had an in-person session with Mahsa, my posing coach, at the Iron Hawaiian Gym, where I would say 80% of the people there are bodybuilders, right? And I went there, and I'm in a thong bikini in front of everybody in this gym, right? There's a little posing area, and I'm looking around like, holy shit, I am not ready. I looked at myself and I was like, I am not ready. I need to get leaner. It needs to turn on to the next level now. So I think that gave me that was a moment of like, okay, let's push it. And also I was holding a lot of water and all this stuff from flying and being stressed and settling back in. I had a lot to do, so there were a lot of elements at play. But once I was about a week in, things started to ramp up. My diet really streamlined. I cut out you know, anything that just made it like more complicated. I didn't feel the need to have any extra snacks. You know, it was just mostly like chicken, tilapia, asparagus. I just want everything to be super efficient. And it was also so much easier to do cardio there. Oh my God. Here, I wear 2 layers of sweatpants and sweatshirt to go walk on the Embarcadero. Yeah, whoop. In Hawaii, I go to Diamond Head and I see like ocean and mountain like every single morning, right? And I can just wear whatever and still sweat. So cardio was easier for me, and I ramped up the cardio. I did hit cardio for my cardio number 2 because I really needed to cut down the body fat and the conditioning. So I zoned in both my diet and workout and focus, and it started to drop at a certain point. I was stuck at around 14 or 15%, but 2 weeks later when I arrived there, it was down to 13. So it just dramatically dropped. And then once I saw the results and once I could see, I kind of imagined what my body would look like against everybody else's on stage, then I started to feel more like, okay, I can do this, or I'm gonna get there. Because until that moment, I was like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna get there. Every day I was like, Lala, is this gonna happen? Like, am I there yet? Am I there yet? Do I need to cut calories? Do I need to, at cardio, I was very confused. But I think in the last couple of weeks when I really started to see things come off and a lot more definition, like the last 3 to 4 weeks, I woke up with abs and I went to bed with abs. Like I can just flex. It was like bip, 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 bip. So it was like a kind of new thing. So once my body was ready, I was more mentally ready because I knew I had the package. And then it was more like, okay, just feeling more confident about doing the posing on stage. But as I was more and more sure that my body was there, I wasn't too worried about being nervous on stage because I'm pretty used to being put on the spot in a lot of situations. So yeah, that's how I felt. Oh my gosh, it's 5:15 a.m. show day. I barely slept last night. Oh my God, it was a disaster. First of all, I even had 3 melatonins, but I couldn't fall asleep. I think it was just too much activity in the evening, and seriously, my coach, she is just on a high frequency, nonstop, that for every hour that I spend with her, I need 2 hours of quiet time just because her energy level is so high, and I feel like when I'm with people like that, maybe I feel the need to match it. So I get a little bit exhausted from that. And also yesterday, I was supposed to cut off my water at 6 p.m. And that freaked me out because I'm really afraid of being dehydrated, because when I was working in restaurants, I was dehydrated a lot on purpose because obviously I don't really have time to drink water, and during service you're not allowed, you can't leave service to go to the bathroom. It's not an option. So I was always deliberately dehydrating myself, and that led to me going to the hospital like many times, at least once a year. And I would wake up in the middle of the night with a Charlie horse and cramps all over my legs because I'm working for 16 hours on my feet, and combination of all that. So I've had really bad experiences with dehydration. So just the fact that I had to cut off water at 6 p.m. yesterday, I think gave me mental anxiety. And she was with me from 6 p.m., right? So it's not like, and I was doing 1,000 things leading up to 6 p.m. So I didn't have time to focus on like ingesting as much as possible. So that was just a huge obstacle for me yesterday. I drank, a couple of sips more around bedtime. And she's gonna come at like 5:30, so I'm gonna start drinking water now, because really, I don't really care what she thinks. Today's show day, my physique isn't going to change that much, and for me, I need the mental and emotional calmness of me being in a good physical state to do the show, because yesterday my foot was cramping at night, and I know it was because of dehydration. Funny, I entered 3 classes. One was True Novice, second was Masters, and the third was Open. So True Novice means that you're a beginner and you've never competed before. I thought I would have the best chances of doing well in that class. And Masters is 35 and up, and they divide you by height. And it's all levels and experiences. And open class is just by height and also all ages and all experience. So I wanted to do the open and Masters to see how I stack up against the real deal, or other experienced people, because those are the only two classes that'll qualify you to go to a national show. The True Novice was just a low bar I set for myself, right? Because I'm like, I gotta do well, at least against beginners, right? So those were the categories. I went, and True Novice was the most stacked. There were so many people, and it actually wasn't really divided by height either. And when I saw all the other girls, when you go to the competition, everybody has a pretty good physique, right? Everybody's at a certain body fat percentage level, so everyone's about the same. But depending on your body, like some people have better shoulders, some people have better glutes. It's just like very, very small differences. And I didn't necessarily feel like, oh, these girls look so much better than me, right? So looking at all the True Novice, I was just like, I just need to go there and look confident and own it, right? Because it's all about that. So, and True Novice went first, did the pre-judging and the finals. And when they announced the finals, turns out I didn't place at all, right? I didn't even place 5th place in True Novice. And then Masters is after, and then Open is after, right? So you need to continue performing. If you're in 3 classes, you go on the stage that many times. So I was like, at that point, when I realized I lost or didn't even place 5th, I was like, I don't care, because I'm having a really good time. I look great. And the head judge was looking at me. I had really good eye contact with the people and then the other people as well. So when we did the Masters, they were announcing the winners. They called 5th place, then 4th, then 3rd. And then I was standing there like this. And then they called 2nd place. And then it wasn't me, but I was still on stage. So I was like, trying to smile, like keep it together. And they called my name. I was like, oh no! I was just genuinely shocked. I was like, what the fuck? But cool, awesome. But I just remember I was standing on the side of the stage where I had to walk towards the right, and I prefer walking from right to left. So I was just thinking about, oh my God, how do I make this turn? My stronger side is to walk from the right side to the middle. So I was just concerned about, oh my God, is he gonna like fire me in the middle of walking to the center? But it was all good. And then once I won the first place in that height class, I thought that was it. And we went off the stage. They're like, we need Evelyn Kim and somebody else back on the stage. I'm like, what the hell for? So then I need to go all the way around, because there's another thing where they can judge overall. So whoever won in the tall class and whoever won in the short class, they put them against each other for this overall win for Masters. So in that, I lost, right? So I was only 2nd place. And there was a shorter girl that we were going neck and neck. I have all the footage. You'll find it funny when they do the comparisons. But for that comparison, they made us turn around like 5-6 times, which means they really couldn't decide on which to choose, right? I think I lost on my back pose, but anyway, that's what happened. And I was like, oh, that was fun. And my coaches were backstage. They were like screaming. They were like, oh my God. I was like, oh yeah, oh my God. And then we still had open class, right? And I was like, okay, I still have one more. So by then I was feeling pretty confident and good. And I'm like, I don't even care if I win this or not. Like, so I went back, and it turns out I got 4th in that. So what was interesting is that it just depends on who you're stacked up against, how you might stand out or not. Because if everyone's like really full and you're the most conditioned person, maybe you're the person that's gonna stand out. Or if everybody else is like has really, really tiny glutes and you have big glutes and you're the one that stands out. So depending on all these classes and heights and who's you're being compared against, it can all change.
Oh my gosh!
What the fuck? Okay, True Novice
shit.
I know. And then
I thought you were gonna pull the sword. I was like, oh my
And then the
gosh.
comparison thing, they made us do it like a million times, right? Holy shit.
I got it. Now you can look at it and review. Take a look. Let me know if you like it.
Yeah. And then I Jerry too. Number one. That was crazy.
Oh my god, that was so great.
It kind of seemed to end like the smaller petite thing.
Yeah, based on what they always do that. That's my mom's a little bit too big.
This is my brother.
Oh, no way.
This is my brother, Eddie.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Eddie, first of all, I'm really sorry. I just did the whole thing. I didn't know it was going to be 3 hours. Holy shit, that was way too long. But I guess I made it worth it a while. Was it ridiculous?
Oh my god. Salt! Fuck yes. Then my little seasoning. Oh my god, this is really gonna help me. Oh my gosh. And almost at every hour I was like, Lala, can I eat this? Can I eat that? Can I have salt? Can I have coffee? I was being overly optimistic about the coffee anyway, guys. I brought 3 iced coffees, hoping that maybe she would let me have caffeine. Absolutely not. I'm gonna get jacked up on caffeine tomorrow for sure. I'm so excited for my steak. Oh, I forgot my seasoning, my lemon pepper seasoning. This has been my savior for so much of prep because I don't know, it's just good. It's just citrusy and spicy. Oh my gosh. Now that I'm at the end of the journey, the biggest realization from going through it is that especially towards the end where it got really, really intense and you have to focus a lot and you have to get nasty and brutal with yourself, that's when I felt most like I was myself, because that's really just my true self, right? Like when I'm trying to get the Michelin star and being kind of crazy during service and being really snappy. That's who I really am inside, and that's what makes me feel like me. It's not the most likable version of me, but it's the most highly functioning version of me. And I kind of liked that. You know, I was a little bit hungry, I was tired, and I was exhausted, but I was laser focused on getting this one thing, and it just took me back to all the different moments and different journeys where I was like, I really wanted something that bad, and that's just how it feels to get there. But then now that I did well and I got first place in the division for my height class, it means I qualified to go to a bigger national show. And you don't know what's within your reach until you try something, right? So same with the Michelin star restaurant. Like, I didn't know I could get a job at a Michelin star restaurant as my first job in New York, right? But once I did that, then I had other things that I had never imagined right within my reach. Oh yeah, I could just apply to the world's 50 best restaurants and see if they accept me. Like, those possibilities didn't come to my mind until I did the first step. So now I'm like, hey, I could go to a national show. If you win a national show, then you get, especially when they give out pro cards, then you can get a pro card. I'm only like a couple steps away realistically from getting that thing that everybody wants, right? Like a Michelin star. So now I'm like, oh no, it's within my reach. What do I do? Do I go for it? Like, how do I go for it? How do I pace myself? So yeah, I've been trying to like chill out and not have goals, but I think it's just outside of my nature. So I'm like, maybe I could do it. And there's a master show in November, so I kind of have that in the back of my mind. And yeah, originally jiu-jitsu competition was gonna be my next project. And because prep was 16 weeks, I thought, okay, maybe I can do something in 16 weeks for jiu-jitsu. So out of practice that I think that's gonna be a longer journey than I expected. So maybe the thing that's more realistic for me to do is maybe another competition. So I don't know, I'm still deciding. I kind of want to do both. It's very difficult to do both. I've tried it for the last couple of weeks and I'm physically so beat up. Because what I need to do for the bodybuilding competition is, now that I got the judges' feedback, which was build more in my upper body, so my back, and also build more hamstrings and glutes, and then tighter and conditioning. So building muscle takes time, which means I'm gonna need to really intensify the load and lift heavier. Lifting tons of heavy weights and then going to jiu-jitsu and rolling around and getting beat up by dudes, it's really intense on both ends. So I was trying to figure out what is a way I can balance this. I don't have the answer yet. And I also haven't figured out how am I gonna balance these two intense activities and figure out what's my maintenance diet, right? Because I'm actually more exhausted than I thought. Like going to jiu-jitsu for 2 hours a day, I think requires me to eat a little bit more calories than I expected. And I've had a lot of ups and downs on certain days, and now work is like really crazy, so I'm stressed out. Not stressed out, but work is intense. So still trying to figure out what's the formula moving forward. Like how many calories do I need to eat? What are the days that I'm gonna lift? What are the days that I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu? Am I gonna do cardio? Am I not gonna do cardio? Am I still gonna continue to have social in my life? I don't know any of those things. Still trying to just change one variable at a time, and then taking notes and seeing what works. It's gonna take me like an hour to take off this makeup. Wow. Have you guys ever seen me wear this much makeup? This is outrageous. I don't even know who I am. I don't know who this is. Who is this? This is Evelyn Kim. Holy crap. Look at his hair. Who is this girl? It's a girl! That's what happened tonight, guys. A lot of girly stuff. Guess I did have a little bit of rear delt after all. Good news. Bye! Oh my god, totally rushing from one thing to the next. Second glaze of coat. Second coat of my tan is done. Going back to my room to finish my makeup. I look a little bit like a Barbie. What is this white eyeshadow thing? Make me buffer than I actually am. It actually does. Please create the
It creates. Okay, so.
Lala is my coach. She is a very... Look at this donut. I just got my number. I checked in. I'm laying down on the floor. There's some buff dudes here. It's promising, but we'll see. I've just taken a creepy video of some guy getting his tan. Here on my face. It's very dark.
Yeah.
In the middle of makeup, but now going down to get the second glaze of tan to glaze this. I'm a buff to glaze my buff little donut self. Oh my god, totally rushing from one thing to the next. Second coat of my tan is done. Going back to my room to finish my makeup. I look a little bit like a Barbie. What is this white eyeshadow thing?